Hi, my name is Elena Devitt, and I am here to talk to you about foster care. As I am a foster child myself, I have an in-depth understanding of the program and how it is to go through it. First, I'll tell you about what a foster child really is. A foster child is a child who, by no fault of their own, has been placed into the care of a children's aid society. They are placed in a foster home, and the foster home is basically there to do what a normal parent would do. So, the role of a foster parent is to provide a stable, loving home that will be there to nourish and help the child grow. So basically, a foster parent is there to do what a normal biological parent would do. To become a foster parent, there are several requirements. First, you don't need technical education to become a foster parent, which really surprised me. I thought that it would be necessary to have some sort of education in being a parent or having some sort of education in parenting or family studies. However, you do need to be able to care for a child full time. If there is a couple and a working husband or a working wife, one of the two has to be able to stay home 24/7 and care for the child. As the child is put into their hands and their home, they have to be there to do what a normal parent would do. They are not permitted to smoke, and they have to have a valid driver's license. Now, with this valid driver's license, they have to have a vehicle that is in full working condition, and they have to have enough insurance to cover the liability of having someone else's child in that vehicle. They are held liable for any accidents that happen in that vehicle and with that child by the Children's Aid Society. So I spoke to my foster parents about the steps to becoming a foster parent. They told me that there was a lot of interviews that had to be done. There had to be checks just to make sure that they had no criminal record. They had to submit a medical report saying that they were mentally and physically able to take care of a child. They had to do police checks. And in some cases, if they went far enough, they had to do a second interview to ask any questions that weren't asked the first time. Upon completion of this, they have to go through some rigorous training to learn how to take care of problematic children. Upon completion of that, they are then considered a foster parent, and a foster child may be placed into the hands and the home of these foster parents. Moving on to celebrities, there are several well-known celebrities and famous people and businessmen even that are celebrities. So one of them is Marilyn Monroe. She was a very famous woman, known for both her acting career and for her body. She was a well-known sex symbol in the 60s, I do believe. And I have a picture of her right here. She's very well known, so many of you may notice and recognize who she is. Another person is Steve Jobs. He is the CEO of Apple. He's very well known, and he just recently passed away, so he's been in the news a lot. And this is him right here. Not a very good picture. I couldn't find a very good one, but that's him holding an iPhone, I believe. Another person is Malcolm X. Now, he is very well known during, I believe it was one of the wars. I'm not entirely sure, and don't quote me on that. History has never been my strong point. But I have a picture for you here as well. It's a big one, but he's a very well-known man. Another person is Willie Nelson. Now, he is a famous country singer. He was also in the Dukes of Hazzard movie. I have a picture of him as well. Another person is the lead singer, or at least one of the singers of the Beatles. So he's very well known. That is John Lennon. He's very well known for the glasses, for sure. Another person is George Babe Ruth. He was a very famous baseball player, now deceased, I do believe. Here's a picture of him as well. Carrying a few baseball bats, of course. And lastly is Cher. She's a very famous singer and now an actress. So, By showing you these celebrities and famous people, I am basically saying that just because you were a foster child, it does not necessarily mean that you cannot be successful in life. So for those of you that are also foster children or no foster children, you may know that they struggle. But that does not necessarily mean that they can't truly become who they always wanted to be. So on top of that, I will talk to you about the pros and the cons of being a foster parent, as told to me by my foster parents. My foster parents told me that the pros are there's financial assistance. You get to become close to a child. You get to see them flourish and blossom underneath your hand, and it's apparently a very nice experience. However, the cons are that it can be expensive. They can cost a lot of money to have another child in your home, especially one that requires lots of medical assistance. Other cons are, sorry about this, guys. Sorry guys, one sec. That's all the cons I said. So I talked to my sister and a good friend of mine about whether they would choose to stay in the Children's Aid Society if they had the choice, or would they have stayed with their parents. Both my sisters and my friend would definitely choose to remain in the society. Now, both of these are also foster children, and both of them have gone on to be fairly successful. I'm very proud of the both of them. Irrelevant, but regardless, I'm very proud of them, and they have done wonderful things. They've accomplished wonderful things, going on to college and university. It's really, truly amazing. So, in all honesty, it can be a very difficult life choice to become a foster parent, but it also has many good things to come of it. So the big question is, do you think you're able to become a foster parent? Do you have what it takes? Thanks.